Hi guys, today is my birthday. and the truth of the matter is that I want to be on a meeting that will last for 2 hours actually, 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. And this is actually the last cohort for the month, Abby. Yeah, for the month. So we are waiting for our host to come and join us. Yeah, I think they are here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mom. I'm just waiting for everybody to turn on their video. Good morning, Mom. Let's turn on our video, everyone.
Okay. My video is turned on. My video is turned on right now. Let's see how it goes. So.
Okay. Welcome everybody to your last virtual bootcamp session for the 2025 Be Empowered experience. Are we all excited? This is our last bootcamp session. Somebody said last. No, we are not excited. Okay. You don't want it to end. That's great. Yes. Well, today will be the last virtual session. We'll be having the next session next week, Saturday, the 24th of May. It will be a physical session. We will share the address and details about that session with you guys, either on the group chat or via email. For this session is the last session, so let us all ensure that we keep our videos on throughout the session. Okay. So before I also introduce our tutor for today, I would like to encourage everybody to take a screenshot during the session and give us a review on Instagram, tag us and post it on your story so that we may repost a few. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our facilitator, Mr. Precious Adedeji. He will be speaking on key documents for business owners. This session will introduce you to key documents needed for your businesses. So please join me to welcome Mr. Precious. Mr. Precious.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Give me just 2 minutes. Morning. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Document needed for your business.
Recording in progress.
Okay, I'm using phone camera. Yeah.
While we wait for Mr. Precious, is there anybody that hasn't signed their agreement, their bootcamp agreement, and sent it back to Noella? Please indicate in the chat box. So has everybody sent in their signed agreements? Because I don't see anybody responding in the chat.
Yes, I have.
Okay, Mr. Precious.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
trust we're well. Let me see if I recognize this class. You've changed my class. Is it the same? Oh, okay. It's the same. Alright, good morning. So happy to see us again, this very vibrant class. Although, man, I felt, in my own opinion, I felt you guys are really good. So this one is like summary, like Jara, for you guys, I'll just do my bit to re-emphasize, sorry for that background noise. As I just do my best to re-emphasize some of the things that we feel and we know that you should know about business management. Like I said last class, let me share my screen while I speak. Just a minute. Where is it? Okay, I think I've got it. The business document. Okay, please let me know when you can see my screen. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes,
we can see your screen, sir.
Yeah, we can see it.
Very good.
Business
So like I was saying the other time,
right now.
Last week, I was talking about how that, to become a medical doctor, you have to go to medical school. For you to be an engineer, you have to go to university, engineering, go through some engineering thing. In fact, engineering and medical, if not even just top professional courses like say engineering, medicine, law, you even have to do externship, internship, housemanship, because you can't be a professional without rigorous learning and experience, hands-on experience. And that's why it's also important as business managers, as business owners, we go through the same rigor. We can't split businesses if we don't have the correct learning and correct experience to manage a team. Alright, so today we'll be looking at something that I'm sure that we have heard before, we are familiar with. It's just for us to reiterate the reasons for those things. Business documentation. Let me just sample us. Let me get to know our knowledge on business documentation. What do you think business documentation is? Sometimes gotta get your business documented. Document it. But sometimes, I also don't like when words are used, very. I don't want to use loosely, but it has become a cliche. Everybody documents. Everybody talks about documentation without, so the true intent and intention of documentation has been lost in the process. So I wanted to know. I always wanted to know what people think about documentation beyond, the mirage and the cliche of it. What do you think documentation is? And are you even documented? Are you well documented? Who wants to go first?
Just like here.
Alright, I know, of course, you should have, since you should have a very good understanding. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I think that business documentation is like a record of
keeping.
It's like,
yes, it's like record
I don't know. It's written records or files or materials that help you describe, structure, or set apart various aspects of your business. It's like, yeah. So it can vary. It can be operational. It can be legal. It can be financial. Or it's almost like a cache or a docket of written files that help keep your business operational.
Very good. Yeah, it's as if it beeped into my notes. Very correct. Any other person wants to try?
Hello, good morning.
Is that
Yes, this is Alera Thompson. So, for me, business documentation has to do with documenting the processes of your business. It could be legal, like she said, legal, financial. For example, your corporate affairs document, your licensing, your audited account, your financial statement, income statement, standard operation procedures, and also legal documents, and also
staff document that has to tell them how to behave, guidelines, rules and policies of the organization. So it could be documented as maybe a soft copy. Thank you.
Very, very, very. You see why I say there's people don't need class, to be honest. People are really good, though, to be honest. All right, so very true. I'm just going to be reacting what they've said. Nothing, like I said, nothing new. Yes, business plan proposal. Yes, all of those things. Okay, so let's dig into it. So I'll just go through what I want to speak about today. So imagine a small bakery that started with a dream and a recipe, and as it grew, the owner realized that without proper documentation, managing finances, inventory, and customer orders became overwhelming. This story illustrates the critical role of business documentation in navigating the journey of entrepreneurship. So let me just be clear. I like this story because it also speaks to an experience that I've had, with a bakery owner. The woman came to me, needed consulting. So let me just give you a background story. I don't know if I said it in the last class, but in case I'd said it before, but just follow through. Alright, so she came to me, she was crying. She's done for. I'm in trouble. Her business is in chaos. She said a lot of things. What happened, madam? She said, she now gave me the background story. So apparently, our bakery was just in front of our house. So in fact, I think they were in the same compound. So people just leave the bakery, come to the house. They can even have lunch. Now family, staff are family. We are brother and sister. They're my children. This kind of conversations. And that's how she took them very informally. Then she wanted to train some staff so that they can improve. Of course, there were only 2 people in that whole local government that had the best bread. So she now wanted to train some of our staff so that they can be better. Of course, now our children, our sisters and brothers, she now send them abroad for training. 3 of them. No documentation, no plan. Just go, and of course, my brother and sister, they've gone, they'll come back. Even if they are your true siblings, they can do or not about people that are not even your siblings. They went and they came back and joined the competing brand. And that was the end of Solomon. So 2 things happened. She lost her best hands. Not only did she lose her, then she now empowered a competitor. All because of structure and documentation. Now, who can recommend? What could she have done in that case? What could she have done to mitigate something like that?
I think maybe she should have done something like memorandum of. Maybe they should have signed an MOU of understanding like that.
Thank you very much. An MOU would have. You may not fully mitigate the risk, but it could have, to some extent, shielded her from it. Okay, so we're saying everyone should turn on their cameras. That's the message I can see here. Okay, who else wants to answer? How else could she have mitigated that risk? Today is going to be very interactive. We're going to all be talking. Because this involves, we can't have time to really train you on how to write business plan, how to write proposal, how to do financial planning. So we need to discuss around the modalities of each of them. Okay, so who wants to go?
I don't want to go.
Anybody else? Anybody? Nobody, okay. Alright, another thing she could have done was that she should have, I'm not sure, I didn't ask and I can't remember, I'm not sure she gave them employment letter. How
Nigeria
many of
has
us sit down
happened to
with
me.
a show of hands? How many of you give all your staff employment letters? A show of hands. You give all your staff employment letters. Let me see. Okay. I say you are good, sir. You are good. But a lot of companies, a lot of small businesses, because if someone just comes to meet them, the ABC, take Fola Shade now, or Risi Cats, or Mufu, take them in, come and let them be doing Kireko. You need cleaner now, you need baker. Oh yeah, am I speaking? Maybe it's Nollywood film. It's not something that happens. Someone just comes to meet you or someone is passing on the road. Mama, I can clean, I can do this, and you employ the person immediately.
Finally.
Now, there's nothing tying them down to your company. There's no notice period. You can drag them based on notice period. There's no non-compete. There's no non-circumvent. There's no act. In fact, there's a lot she could have done to mitigate the risk. Now, I'm not saying that with all these things they can't stay happen, but it will be very, very limited. Your risk exposure will be very low. One mistake business owners can make is to believe that their staff is their family. They are not your family. They are your colleagues. They are your staff. They are your whatever you give them. But not. Still non-disclosure. Non-disclosure can happen with recipe. For example, if you buy a competing bread, someone that leaves your organization and goes to the competing brand, and you buy the bread, you taste it, and it tastes like your bread, it means that your recipe has been shared. You can sue the person and sue the entire company. And you guys are close your bakery because you don't need to make money again. You don't need to work without collecting money from them. Do you get? So, but if you don't even protect yourself in any form, in any way, you stand the risk of so many hazards, so many business, and by the time it happens, you will cry. The world will move on. Karma may not happen. That other competing brand, they may keep growing. If you keep waiting for karma, or you are believing that everybody is awesome, another area where people also make mistakes is to pick someone from their religious organizations, which is not bad in itself. But whatever, I have a policy. Those that are even close to me, maybe my Abro Adubo, my church people, friends and family, those are people that I'm even stricter on in terms of deliverables, in terms of documentation, in terms of systems, in terms of structure. Because they have more tendency to be lax and to hurt you the most. Imagine someone that you've taken so close, and because of lack of documentation, or cases where, let me give an example. Okay, like this one I saw on Twitter, is it on TikTok? One woman, I don't know, how many of us saw that video? One woman with the full niqab, is it niqab they call it? Is it niqab? I'm not sure. Yeah, thank you. I'm getting all this thing small. She covered, and then she was crying. She was wailing. I felt so much. So as I'm remembering it, I'm feeling pity for her. She was crying heavily that she started this business from 10,000 naira or so, and it was multi-million naira business, and the sales girl emptied the shop. Is it gold or perfume? I can't remember. I think it's gold.
Gold and perfume.
She emptied it. They were now asking, okay, this person, this sales girl, she do not have what's that thing called? Juries, thank you. Oh, you watched it. Did she not have guarantors? At least 2 people. Before, in the only days, when I just started working, I don't know about now. They will say you can bring someone that works in the ministry. One. They'll say go and bring someone that is the head of your religious organization, your pastor, your imam. Because they know that those ones can. Am I really lying? Is that not how they used to do it before? Because they know that even if you run away, they will go and pick those ones. They will say, Pastor, you signed for so that you know this person. Where is the money? Maybe the church people, they are going to contribute money to give us back our money. Or the most people will do that. Or please don't be angry, oh. She's my niece, oh. She's my nephew, oh. Don't worry, how much did she take? 10 million naira. Okay, let's do it like this. I can pay back in 2 years. You know, at least, maybe not 10 million, maybe 5. But at least you're getting something back from that thing. Or they will even be more concerned in looking for her. But a lot of those things are missing now. People just employ people, no documentation, no. When I worked, there was a UK company I got it. The first job I got in Lagos was a UK company. They went to the house I was living, or that I claimed to be living. They went to ask about me there. In fact, they called all my. In fact, my aunt was like, hey, these people, this one I explained to you, on top what? Do you get? It puts fear even in the guarantors, in the family. If this your guy, and I'm not even dealing with finance. If this your guy does anything, we're going to cut that. What's the mind? You know, so business documentation cannot be overemphasized. Every step, we're going to go through some of them. Every step of your documentation needs to be taken care of. Okay, so let's move ahead. So we're going to look at model 1, why business documentation matters. You know, business documentation is the backbone of any successful business. So consider a startup that failed due to poor record keeping. You see this poor record keeping. We're still going to come to this model low. I'm just going through a summary of what we're going to look at. So I'm thinking that these 2 hours, I have to be praying for it to be enough. You know, but I don't want to overshoot my time today. What was that? Okay, so poor record keeping. This is a major problem. This record keeping thingy is a major challenge to small business owners. And it's very easy. It's very easy to not pay attention to it. You have a lot of transactions going on every day. You just want to make those transactions work. You know, we have to be good record keepers. And not just money. Everything has to be on record. You know, so but we're going to get to that. Without clear contracts, financial statement, they lose track of expenses, of obligations, leading to their downfall. Do we know that to-do list is a documentation? To-do list. Having a track of also project management tools such as Gantt charts, you know, all of those things to a document. You know, you not having those things would help you stay last. You don't even know how urgent and how important a lot of tasks that I have not done is. Conversely, a well-documented business can pivot quickly, adapt to changes, and seize opportunities. So let's look at a real-life example. A tech company that thrived by maintaining detailed project documentation, ensuring that all teams were aligned. This project documentation, I've got to sit with a lot of business owners. I mean, I've consulted for more than, in my decade of consulting for businesses, I've consulted for close to, so I'm not going to exaggerate. Let me not exaggerate. Let me just say 500. I was going to say 1,000. But let me just say 500, just so that you can know. You know, that's like an average of 50 per year, which is extremely small. I do more than 50 in a year. I do more than 5 community in a month. You know, and I've trained thousands of business owners. Whenever I have a sit down with business owners, they have the ideas, they have all the things they need, all they need. A lot of times, and in most businesses, real ideas, what they need a lot of time is project management. You see, bringing an idea into execution is a problem. Oh, I want to do logo, I want to do this, I want to do that. Everything they want to do, but it's in their mind, it's never documented. Then when they don't document it, they don't even have for example, a Gantt chart. It looks so trivial, but can solve your business problem. Take it from me. I've done it again. There's this particular person that, in fact, that's when I started, I didn't just use it as a methodology. It was a client I used it for. It was in 2019. I can't forget. The name of the company is Greenox. You know, they're not big on socials, but I sat with the business leader. You know, we had rigorous strategy. We talked about a lot of things. And then when I was talking about execution, we now did a Gantt chart. This is the task that needs to be done. This is who is responsible for it. This is the timeline. This is how you know that it has been done. You won't believe it, my people. At that exact time they were supposed to launch, they launched. I went to the place, I was shocked. It was a facility. They converted it, did a lot of engineering work, did a lot of lighting, did a lot of interior, and everything was done in time. And now I think, I came here 2 months ago. This place, I'm not even excited. This place has transformed. It was like he simply just followed the cancer. He believed in it more than I did. I said, wait, you followed that same Gantt chart? Do you even remember that we did that? He said he took it, week 1, screening. God, the screening person, came to screen it. Week 2 is furniture. But since week 1, he has been contacting furniture. Did you understand? He did that and he landed at launch. I said, hey, from today, this has become my methodology for approaching every business owner. And that's the documentation. Ideas should not live in our head. It should be expressed. And there must be proper execution approach to it. A restaurant that avoided legal issues by having clear employee contract and health compliance documents. This health compliance issue. Let me say health and safety. If you have a physical space, you should have an health and safety compliance document. Let me tell you why. Should I tell us? When an emergency happens, when they come investigating, you never can tell. Many of us don't know that our legal system is also very strong. Our compliance system in the country, so you may not know until something happens. You may not know how effective the police is until you are involved in the case. Just guys have the technology. They have this know-how. We used to think that they were just some people that just stay on the road. No. That's the same thing here. So for example, you've trained your staff and you've documented your health and safety compliance, Whenever there's this issue, you stay like this, you move like this. If someone faints, you do CPR like this, and you do all those things. If there's an issue and you don't do according to what you have said, and there's a liability, you cannot be held accountable for that. Because you've done your own bit. Employee contracts, labor laws, what do you call them? Labor association. They go to different places, to go and sample and say, how are you? They take surveys. We want to ensure that there are clear-cut employee contracts. In Module 2, we now talk about some key business documents every small business should have. A business plan, financial statement, and so on and so forth. Let me just just highlight the examples here. For a business plan, the comprehensive business plan helps a local coffee shop secure funding and outline its vision, leading to successful growth. For financial statement, accurate financial statement allow the retail store to track its performance and make informed decisions, ultimately increasing profitability. For contracts, a freelance graphic designer uses contracts to clarify project scopes and payment terms, preventing misunderstandings and ensuring timely payment. Let me look at this third one. This third one is very critical. My people, this contract is very key. I'm not sure you should engage anybody without a contract. Let me explain why. It's not necessarily a formal contract. I say, come and sign. For example, you're a fashion designer or you make shoes. You can't be signing. Can you do that? If someone come and meet me now, you want to make my shoe. I say, come and sign contracts. I'm like, do you know what you're saying? There are many shoemakers around. Let me leave this place. What's this feasible? But a simple contract can be, let me explain what it is. Just reiterating on WhatsApp, for example, or via mail, that, good day, sir. We trust you well. This is an appreciation for your visit to our store on the 13th of March 2002, for example. You requested for a loafer shoe with color black. That is to be delivered on the 18th of May 2002. Wait, are you guys listening? It's a contract. Please confirm if we got all the details right. Don't use your mouth to say it, though. Don't do it on a phone call, though. Do it on a WhatsApp or an email. I'm saying WhatsApp because not everybody is really on that email thingy. But okay, WhatsApp. Make sure that the person is not using the default timer, so that the evidence will not clear. Do you understand it? Let the person confirm that truly this is what I asked for. When there's an issue, the person that says, no, I asked for. It is Timberland. Okay. Go to your WhatsApp and say, WhatsApp platform. I don't know how you call it. Where did you connect? Your WhatsApp platform and say, okay, see. The person will not be able to say anything. I watched a video on YouTube. It was a video show. The lady was shouting, where's my change? Like, the guy was like, the bartender was like, it was $20 you gave me. And I'm giving you, I think it was $5 he gave her back. I was like, no, I didn't give you 20. I gave you, was her trying to exaggerate the money. The manager now came and said, so sorry, ma, please, can we help you? I said, who are you? I'm the manager. Okay, this tip of yours or something. So was her trying to, bring down the guy. Then the lady said, do you mind following us to go and check the CCTV? So like, oh my bad. She now told her that there are hidden cameras that would have detected the amount that she truly gave. If those things are not there, that guy, there's no. What would he? Well, is it not client against the bartender? Who will you believe? That's it. So that's a form of documentation, really. And depending on our industry, depending on privacy rules, I know what some people do is that they put cameras in facility, so that you have the license to be able to record people on the facility, and of course there'll be a certain period where you have to delete those footage. So let's just move. Okay, so I'm talking about the graphics design. Okay, that's what I explained. Module 3, which we'll just look at it, just very. We'll come back to module 3, module 4, and then module 5. So let's go straight into why the business documentation matters. Please confirm that you've seen a change of slides. I've changed the slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Alright, so why business documentation matters. Understanding the value of keeping your business well documented from the start. So I was hearing someone saying something recently that the more you grow your business, the more difficult it is to now start putting some things in place, which is really true. Business begins to grow, because almost when a business becomes big, then I would not start documenting, I would start putting something. It may become more difficult. Why? Because you have bigger fishes to fry. For example, you got some projects, federal government, UN, you don't think there is business for you, you will never have that time. You will never attend to it. Or this SOBs, So from when your business is small, let your document kept. You can now begin to improve on it, but have it as an habit of keeping your document. What is business documentation? It refers to the written records that outline and support the operations, decisions, finances, and legal standing of a business. Now you want to start a business. Do you even know the viability of that business? How do you know that business will make money? Anybody wants to answer me? How do you know the business is going to how do you know it was going to make money?
Not even nothing.
I think through the business plan, the projections you make.
Right. Yes. Well, a lot of business owners do not actually make this projection. They go on inshallah, they go on praise, favor, surround me like a shield. We have this thing, it's some people's business model, they just believe. It's just like insurance. It's just like insurance. Me, although I'm also guilty, because I've been using mouth to say that I'm going to insure that car. I have normal insurance, but I want to do a comprehensive insurance. And this shit, I feel guilty. I feel guilty saying this. Because the day I was supposed to pay for it, the website was not going, and since then I just forgot that when I was thinking about it again. But my friend's car had multiple minor accidents, and they fixed it. I don't know if you get it. I can't have a business that has the physical space, that have equipment, that you have to insure them. Funny enough, it's just 5% of the value. Now I'm thinking of setting up a kitchen. I'm already thinking in my mind that from the pots to everything, store everything will be insured. And where they are cooking too, there's an insurance for a place like that so that mitigates in case there's a fire outbreak or whatever. You don't pray for that, but we prepare for the worst. I'm going to insure it as well. I just assume that I'm buying those things at the 5% extra cost. You get? That's the same way that if I want to start a business, I need to do a projection. I need to see what is it. No, I can't, Miss Florence. I can't sing. Go. I'm just saying that. I didn't even know you're around. Welcome, ma. All right. So, yes, I was saying about the kitchen. I won't, because of 5% of, for example, if I'm investing 100 million, what is 5 million to keep that business, away from mitigation and risk? The blood of Jesus, inshallah, all our religious beliefs is good to add favor to our businesses, but we must put things in place to mitigate against business risks. And that's why this business documentation is coming. Now, let's move on. Examples include business registration certificate. Of course, I'm sure that, let me assume that everybody here has business registration certificates. Let me just assume CNC document. I'm pretty much sure. One other thing that we used to, we often also leave out of it is trademarking. Some of us are going to have brand wars in the future. Brand war on this trademark issue. For example, my name is Special Dolalo Adeniji, and for example, the brand name is Presho. But I didn't trademark it, for example. And someone else comes tomorrow after I've built that Presho name. I've built it. And someone else comes and says his name is Presho. And he went to go and trademark his own. You know that if I keep using that Presho, I can face litigation. Do you know that? So we have to hear now. To the lawyer. Am I correct?
Yes. I went to law school.
She went to law school. All right. So it is it. So I'm also talking about in place of what I'm also doing. So I'm also speaking to you as a consultant. I'm also speaking to you as a business building businesses. So I'm telling you, it may not be easy. This month was a lot of my finance. So I'm putting some of these things in place. So the funny thing is that some of these things, because I consult for people, I've been able to consult for myself. I had to outsource them and pay people for it. Pay people, I had to also, this week, I paid for, so my name, for example, my own name, I wanted to register it as a business name. I didn't just want to people don't see me as an individual brand. No, I wanted to be a corporate brand. So I registered and I trademarked it. Last week, I bought domain name. I'm not talking about the other business I manage. My own name as a brand, I did that as well. So it also shows that I'm not just saying it as and because of some financial reports, contracts, and agreements. I'm going to leave this corner like that. I've spoken enough about it, but I mean, it's really very, very critical. Standard operating procedures, usually called SOPs. I always ask people, and that's why I always find my staff. I'm not saying you should not be creative in your approach. I'm not saying that. I know. In fact, at the what is that that's standard operating procedure. When client walks in, you stand up at the front desk to receive the person. You can't be seated receiving someone. That's the standard procedure. But see that simple thing. Someone that is not taught or given a standard procedure on that cannot follow it. I don't blame them and say, I just want to stand up. No. I can't decide that or not. Based on my own experience, my own family culture, my own everything. For me, I hug a lot. Where for my dad, my family, everybody else, bang, and all of those things. You know, that's me, that's how I got brought up. When I met some friends in school, they didn't allow me to start hugging them. You know, I can't begin to go into that experience, you know. And I started because you don't really person. An ambulance at this time. You know, because most of the cameras were really well traveled. They come back, they stay in the UK, stay in different countries. So when we have the family union, everybody goes to make nobody. I've never said that anything. I don't consider it. But in another side of the world, yes, someone would see that as an expression of an affection. Or someone can think that you've laid out on because of that. So I had to reorientate myself to fit into the new culture. That's the same way for standard operating procedures. You can't blame them for behaving in a certain way if you've not trained them and documented process so that they can always pick it up and move. Something happened recently in the company was the case of seemingly fraud. I don't want to call it fraud, but it looks like fraud. You know, a client came in and came to do some studio work, and you know, then one of my lead creative guys sent his account details for an extra service, and you know, I just had that perception when I got to the studio that day. I just had the perception, you know, sometimes, yeah, I have a lot of, it's maybe business owners must have intuition. I just had that intuition that I told the guy, I said, see, we don't have intention of charging extra for this service. That's where I said, no. You were shocked. You now smiled. And I said, if you had this, if you've done it before, I forgive you. But from when I'm saying it now, any extra service should be cheap. And I said it, I left. It was a Saturday. I went for other business. Not knowing that it still went ahead. People like that. After they go back and forth, I let it still slide. Because he had a justification and we don't offer that service. But that doesn't matter. This is what that word? It can be referred to as a clash of interest. But because I will let it go because it was not documented and you were not trained on this, I will assume that you didn't know, and the ones I spoke that day, you just felt you could maneuver it. But henceforth, this is a standard operating procedure. If you now do it at the end of the day, after you have your SOP, you are liable to face the full wrath of the consequences. That's what the standard operating procedures do. Let's move ahead because we still have a lot of grounds to cover. Never do a gentleman agreement. Never do a gentleman There's nothing like that. Even amongst brothers, there's nothing like gentleman agreement. Every form and kind of agreement needs to be documented. Why? 2019 as well. Let me go back to 2019. I met this man. I mean, sorry to say, I'm not trying to preach, but he was a religious leader. And he said, oh, let's build the company together. I'll be paying you back then. I'll be paying you 250K per month. And you don't even have to come every day. I had other things I was doing. My hands have always been in many places. That don't worry. Let's work on this document. I believed him. It's my God's friend now. Is he not a pastor? Does he not pray in tongues? Does he not? I said all of this and I deceived myself. So I'm not saying it to criticize the particular kind of people. I'm just saying it's something that can happen generally. It's not any class of it. Can be a it can be a pastor, it can be babalawo, it can be anybody. It's not because it's that bad. But I'm just telling you the point at which I trusted. Then I did all the documents. We they now won a deal from HP. They won several from the document. That 1 month was intense, but we achieved a lot. Second month came, I was not like, okay, I've not seen your hand. I said, my hand, how? Sir, the money. Say, what money? The payment. He said, I don't understand what you're talking about. We didn't have an agreement on any payment.
Really?
So, that day that we had the meeting in that mall at Apulegba, that new mall, it was. Oh God, plenty story, you know. I said, you even wore black shirt. You wore this is what you said. So I never said anything like that. Wait, and I said, okay. Sir, okay, I'm sorry. I'm still we didn't say these things. What were you expecting? Okay. This work I'm doing, to what end? What is the equal of this work? What were we supposed to? Okay, you didn't say you're going to pay. What is my gain? I laugh about it now, but I willed. Because of the money. But if someone can cheat me to my face, there was no record anywhere of the amount he was going to pay me. He didn't pay me until today. Till tomorrow. Guess what? My colleague, who is a fellow consultant, Gabriel, was saying that precious. I don't always tell you. I don't always tell you. They took a fuck up. They took a mess up. You're supposed to sign documents. You're supposed to sign agreements. Why you going to follow that guy? He was saying it was sweet in his mouth. I felt so bad. I'm the worst. I will allow myself to be cheated. You know that feeling of cheating. It took me like say 2-3 years to forgive the man. I was bitter. I don't need that kind of energy. The money, but say, but why would you do that? I trusted you. The person that was criticizing me, Gabriel, that said that, why would you do something without agreements? That's how it went to go and do. Went to also jump in on the contract with him without signing any documents. The same thing he did for me, because Gabriel is big. Gabriel is muscle. And you see Gabriel will be like rock. He said, me. If he tries it, I'll just punch his face. I said, okay. You two, you went to do the same thing. I said, Gabriel, you're the bigger, I don't want to call him, you're the bigger and wise person. Don't let me use the other one. Because he saw me body to that ditch and he went. He was not ranting to me later, that guy. What kind of lifestyle is that? He didn't give me shingbai. Wow, I thought you were the wise consultant. You know, because he also felt that nobody can cheat me. Because as I stand, this person will cheat me. No, but it's not in all of those things. In the purview of the law, documentation, agreement, contracts, no matter how light it looks, makes more weight than Your word. It's because it's your word against mine. At the end of the day, you can see that you are doing charity. Like, he was even wondering that why is Olaolu doing this work? I have seen favor. Thank you, Lord. You can't say anything. But when there's a contract, there's this proof of ownership. That one I didn't want to go into it. Proof of ownership. Oh, okay, let's start the business together. The business is registered in my name. For you are saying that you have 30%. You have 30% of nothing. Of absolute nothing. Proof of ownership needs to be properly done in legal way. Tax compliance. Nigerians, we don't like to pay tax. Someone brought a Nigerian to me recently. Where he failed was when he talked about escaping tax. See, he would have gotten me in that business. So he likes he has actually been following for a while. First time he met me, he just sent me 150K. He said, see, I just want to be in your net. For no reason, he didn't buy anything. He didn't do anything. He said any class I'm taking, he wants to be a part of. And I'm not saying a young person, I'm saying someone that is older than me. He's times 20 richer than me. He has money, But it just feels that this guy has something I don't have, and he's willing to. So when he came to me and said, there's this business, it looks like a very trivial business, fashion business, but we want to do in a way that will be escaping tax, so that the business can, try to explain it in a way that, why do you want to escape taxes? I understand our biases around taxation in Nigeria and, so many things around it, but it's not a good way to build a business. I don't want to keep looking over my shoulder. I don't want to keep building a business and feeling that at some point things can get bad in terms of PR because of things we didn't do properly. And if the government fights you, I'm not sure you can win that battle. Anywhere you can win it. So operational efficiency. I think I can see some. Cheating is not by size or by mind. It's by documentation contracts you use to mitigate it. Please, you can use the restroom or someone else use the restroom, please. Alright. So operational efficiency. Standard operating procedures streamline business processes and reduce errors. You have to have a standard way of doing things. For example, in my house, there's a place I put my car key. I don't look for the car, and they didn't put it where I put it. Or someone collected my bag and my car when I'm about to enter into the compound, and except that when I come back, no matter how time I'm empty there, there's a place my shoes are. There's a place my chain. There's a place my wristwatch. It's not because I'm extra neat though. No, but because as I am, they can call me down. Like for example, after this training, I have another session, physical session, that I have to drive to, 30 minutes drive. There's literally no time to look for anything. I'm supposed to come up before 1. So if at any point in time I start looking for something, I'm going to be late for it. And the consultant doesn't go late to anywhere. So for me, instead of me spending time that I don't have, because time I don't want to say time is money, but time